Let's go!
Wêreldwyd net vir jou. Bokradio.co.za. Die beter alternatief. Bokradio.
I have the pleasure of having an interview with international Canadian band Monowhales. Am I saying it right, guys?
You are.
That's right.
I wasn't sure because it's mono or mono, but I think mono would be more British.
Probably.
I don't even want to try.
But I do want to try and pronounce your name. So I said I would start off the interview by doing a roll call, all your names. So I'm going to say, first of all, my bottom right-hand corner for me, Sally Shaw. Am I right?
Hello, nice to meet y'all.
There we go. Jordan Sir Costa. Which one is that? The guy
That's
who
me.
looks like he's one of the Musketeers. Love it. And Zach and Zach Zanardo, top left, I'm guessing. I love the stash, bud. Love the stash. Guys, it's so awesome to meet you guys, even though it's in this format. But I thought I'd kick it off, the interview, by saying welcome I'll say welcome to Bok Radio. If you don't know what Bok means, it's in Afrikaans. It's our language. It's for buck or deer. That's what you guys would say.
Okay. Like the animal?
Like the animal. Like a deer.
Okay, so we are the whales, you're the deer. We're all here together.
There we go. And if we put all our names together, we'd sound like a very indie band. Not that your name doesn't already sound very interesting. Also, I went to check, obviously, why the name, and I dug around on the internet because Google is your friend sometimes, unless you're sick. And it said you used to be called Ginger Ale and the Monowhales.
That's true.
Once upon a time. Also, I can't follow that up by asking why, because apparently you guys don't really know why you called yourself Monowhales.
It's just, a curse that has stuck with us, and we're blessed to keep passing it on.
It's pretty awesome. When I read about the Ginger Ale and the Monowhales, the first thing that popped into my head was a band that I'm familiar with called Phoebe Killdeer and the Short Straws, and I was like, yeah, it's up there. It must be an indie band or something like that. Now having read around, nowhere online it actually says or anyone brands you as an indie band, even though you technically are.
It's true. I think indie has taken on a musical connotation that maybe we don't fit into as much, but we are independent. So we're sort of sitting on that line.
And it's interesting because in the past, I come from the era where there was MySpace, not to age myself, and there was where all the indie bands were. MySpace, yes.
We were there too.
I was there.
Yeah. I'm a MySpace kid. I was a scene kid once upon a time, so I feel you.
Me too, but when you gain weight, you can't wear eyeliner anymore and you have to grow a beard.
Rock it, man. I say keep rocking it.
So much better. You can't be the 40-year-old creepy guy with nail polish with kids. It just doesn't work anymore. All right, guys, it's one of the songs we've rotated the most at our station, of course, is Really Want to Let You Down, and awesome tune. I love it, and it was actually quite on high rotation. I myself present the Music Countdown show, the top 30, so that would be where it would climb when it came out. I did read about it coming out. Now, you guys started off 2017, and who went to school with who here? I think someone went to school with someone.
We all went to school together, and we musically fell in love with each other and started making music, which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Music is something I think you feel. Nobody comes together and says, let's start a band, so we can make money. It's nice. It's a perk, but I think mostly it's a passion for music. It's a love you have for something you're good at. Well, hopefully that we're good at.
I hope so.
Here's hoping.
Well, I don't think I'd be talking to you guys if you weren't good at all. I also read up that obviously streaming plays such a big role in the music industry now. No more CDs. I think even in South Africa, this side, we shut down our last brick and mortar stores called Musica, shut down a couple of years ago. So no more CDs, no more physical media. So all the artists, even everything is now streaming. We all know it's Apple and it's Spotify. How's that been? Did you guys go straight into that? You've always been in streaming, or were you at a point where you actually thought, let's release some physical media?
Oh, we have physical. We print vinyl. We print CDs. People buy it at the shows quite a bit. We sell it online.
So we
There's actually still a lot of indie record stores in Toronto. That's still a big thing. Are you saying there's no, like, you can't buy a vinyl in South Africa? Like, that doesn't
vinyl,
exist? Oh,
vinyl,
vinyl. Okay.
vinyl, yes. Vinyl's become, especially in Cape Town where we are based, there are a lot of vinyl stores, whether it's classic vinyl or imported newer vinyl. I know a lot of bands. For example, I follow, I'm a big classic rock fan, so I know Jack White from the White Stripes. He has his own vinyl company that prints and makes. So I know it is a much bigger industry in America, physical media, where the local artists are not going to bring out vinyl. I mean, there's a zero chance pretty much of that happening.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you should have us out there so that we can prove you wrong and hopefully bring out some vinyl of our own to
You'd
you
need
guys
to.
in South Africa. But we're actually a band that is happy to hear feedback like that and then bring the type of media that they prefer. So if that's streaming, we're on streaming. If you like vinyl or CDs or cassettes or whatever the future might bring, we like to be listening and kind of like, we're not like, oh, we're not going to do that or that's not
Yeah.
cool. We're like, we want people to listen to it. So whatever it is that helps you listen to it, we're happy to help.
I think people have got so used to streaming in South Africa more. Didn't have a choice but to go towards streaming because there was nowhere else. So they either listen to the radio, as they do here where we are, or you stream. And I think for a lot of people, adopting streaming is not as easy. I think the older you get, it's also harder to embrace new technology. Ask anyone's grandfather or grandmother, I think.
For sure,
Well,
man.
lucky for everybody, we're also on YouTube. So if that's the most user friendly, we make a lot of fun music videos and then you just type it in. And any way we can make it easy for everyone to listen to our music, we're there.
Speaking of videos and music videos, obviously you brought out an EP, Control Freak, in 2018, and some of your songs were used for a series on Netflix called Spinning Out. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, it was very cool. The director himself was a fan of the band, and they on the script they asked for a band to be playing in a bar, and not only did they use 4 of our songs, but they had us on the show. So on episode 5 of Spinning Out, you'll see me, Zach, and Jordan on stage playing our songs to an audience. So it was a really cool experience. Funny enough, when they're filming stuff, because they need to hear the audio of the people in the crowd speaking to each
Mhm.
other, the script, everyone is actually silent. So the craziest part about it is like while we're filming, we're actually just miming and we can hear it in our ears, but everyone is like fake dancing and really they're acting. So it's a crazy experience. It's not like a normal concert of ours, that's for sure.
So all you can hear is just you try not to touch your guitar too hard or strum too hard, otherwise it picks up on the microphones.
Yeah,
No,
pretty much. It's a strange experience to have to do that kind of thing when we play so hard in real life, you know?
Did that exposure on Netflix grow your audience a lot?
Yeah, I think the funny thing is the different mediums on social media, which help blow you up. For us, with Spinning Out, it was Twitter, which is interesting because like I feel like we're on Twitter, but we're really social on like Instagram or
Yeah.
TikTok. So it's good to be, like I said, on all platforms and all different things because who would have known that like Twitter is where the Spinning Out fans would be.
Would be where it happens because, well, they generally, now we don't know what's happening with Twitter, but we won't go into that at all.
This is a while ago, so
I think a lot of guys now just pivot to Instagram. A lot of people are there already, so that works for people. Interesting thing, Canada as a country, I love Canada. I always used to say, if I were to immigrate and move to another country, that would be where I go. The cold is probably the only thing you can complain about, maybe, and taxes. But I know for a fact that the taxes are worth it from what I've heard. With Canada being known as, where you all are known as friendly, and I'm not saying that because of South Park, that you're all very friendly, but as long as your heads aren't bobbling, that's fine. I'm very happy. Can you do it?
I think I love South Park, so go on.
Oh, do you? We actually recently had an interview with Jamie Fine, and she's also a Canadian, and she also toured South Africa. Before I actually got some more info on talking to you guys, I actually thought that this interview was coming about because kind of, you all knew each other, and now we were just kind of like going to meet everyone, all the Canadian guys. But there's a lot of talent that's come from Canada when it comes to the history of all music in the last couple of years. I think Brian Adams, Avril Lavigne, Alanis as well. I think Ryan Reynolds, okay, he's an actor, but still a lot of Canadian talent that people might not be aware of.
Absolutely. I know that you guys play, I believe, Neon Dreams, and they're really good friends of ours as well. And so it's funny when you're in a country so big like Canada, you're still like very tight knit and close to the music community, regardless of them being, you know, on the complete other side of the country. We're in Toronto, we'll go all the way to BC and then see and meet all the bands, and everyone is so friendly. So we're really grateful to be among friends of incredible musicians, and we hope to be able to bring that out to South Africa and see you guys and bring a piece of Canada there.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I was actually going to ask somewhere later, do you have any plans or any dreams or any ideas of coming to South Africa, or maybe attempting a tour this side, which would be awesome. And Neon Dreams were, yeah. I was at the concert where they played, in Cape Town at Fransje van Coke and Friends, which is a local artist who we all love. And I tell you what, I felt like a really old man because Neon Dreams came out and I was like, I've heard of them, but I don't know them. And then everyone is singing to their songs and going crazy. And I'm just like, okay, I like it. I like the vibe. I don't know the songs. I don't know the lyrics, but really, really was an amazing show. And I think to see you guys on a stage like that would be really cool.
Absolutely. That's definitely a dream, or it doesn't have to be a dream. I think it can be a reality much easier than that, you know? And we hope to, if you'll have us, come out to South Africa and play some of our shows, which is our favorite thing to do.
And it's also great to have people come over from Canada and America and show people that we're not just, we don't have lions in our backyard riding elephants. I think a lot of people do think that because it's Africa, that it's this crazy wild place and there's not a lot of civilization going on. But yeah, they actually
people think we live in igloos, my friend.
Well, yeah, I don't say I've got no I must say I don't have any ideas of Canada that I think is wrong. I just know it's a beautiful country. Love to go there, and really awesome. You guys have been touring recently. I think you're busy with a tour right now. I did check up on this to make sure. So you are still touring right now. I think North America.
Yeah, we just got back from the East Coast of the U.S. We got a little bit of a break, and then we go to the West Coast, and then we tour. We do 19 shows across Canada after that.
All the way up till December 16th, if I'm correct.
You are.
That's right.
I've had to. I would go through all the names: Saskatoon, Calgary, coming up, Winnipeg, Thunder Bay, all these places I don't know. But touring, a lot of shows coming up. You mentioned how many now? 19 coming your way.
19 in Canada, and then we had another. What do we have? 8 in the States. Yeah.
Is it tiring? Is it a bus? Do you fly, or mostly just on the road?
We're in a van.
We have a van.
Nice. Where's the
van?
van?
I love van life. It's like the best. Honestly, like I'm about it.
Oh, don't worry. I follow enough van life people on Instagram to know I want to do that one day, and I'd love that. So aside from not being able to shower every time as much as I'd want to, it looks like something I'd love to do.
It's definitely not one of those fancy vans. I'll be very clear. It's just like a passenger van, but I think we just like roads. The road trip and the adventure and seeing new places is so special to us that it's enjoyable. We'll take the not showering if it means we get to see the world.
I'm going to finish off because we don't have a lot of time left. You guys have done some covers. Blur's Song 2 you've done, and 9 Inch Nails you did The Hand That Feeds. I'd like to ask, just based on that, what each one of you, what is your musical influences as a band or as individuals? What did you grow up with? Who do you still love, and who inspires you?
Zach, you want to start us off?
I'm thinking, sorry. It's so hard.
It's a
Woof. Okay, yeah, it's a very hard one because we are really eclectic as a band, but also just as people, we're all over the place. For me, growing up, I listened to a lot of like White Stripes, Death Cab for Cutie, Elliott Smith, Regina Spektor. Like when I was really young, it was a lot of pop music, honestly, Britney Spears, Celine Dion. And these days I listen to like Courtney Barnett or King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, a lot of electronic music, James Blake. So like I said, it's all over the place. Yeah, and I just love music. So if something sounds good, then I'm here for it. I'm not really gonna discriminate too hard on the genre or what it is. And I think that's kind of a unique thing that you see in our band, that maybe our music has a little bit of a different twist to it because we're into such different music.
Awesome. Zach, Jordan, you guys thought of it yet?
I was listening to Slipknot this morning, but also been listening to a lot of like 60s Italian pop music, and I grew up with like rock, classic rock, pop.
There we go.
Hives, actually. You know what? The Hives is a band that I loved back in the day and still inspire me with their new record. I think they're doing amazing things and just sticking to their guns and being cool dudes. So
I just love how you guys, I just love how everyone in America and Canada, you guys are still carrying the torch for rock. One of the bands that I really enjoy that side, that's fresh and new. Well, not fresh is an argument, but Greta Van Fleet. So a lot of young, new musicians coming up, and you guys are all doing it that side. The rest of the world just needs to catch up. Jordan, I'm waiting for you, man.
Yeah, man. I grew up listening to a lot of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Leonard Cohen, Van Morrison, Lorena McKennitt, Lucinda Williams, and I still listen to a lot of that stuff now. And then some newer artists like I really like this one Perfume Genius album. Sarah Klang, this artist out of Europe, that's really awesome. But yeah, man, I'm pretty all over the map with stuff. I also really love taiko and like instrumental electronic and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I was introduced to them through the movies Scream. I think it was one of the songs in Scream 1, Red Right Hand, was an awesome tune.
That's a great one, man. Yeah. Have you seen them live?
No, unfortunately not. They were, and I missed them just.
That's a show worth seeing, dude. That's one of the best.
I hate when people come here and then I miss them and then I'm like, no, but they're really old. I hope they come back.
A few years left in them, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And rock and roll is definitely not dead. I know people like to say that phrase, but it is alive and well, and there's so much great music out there.
Then I'd like to end off, guys, it's been great. I'd like to end off, I think you're Canada, so you're Canadians, so you do know the sport of rugby, obviously.
I do know of that.
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish. I know it's more ice hockey and all that, but you have a Canadian rugby team. They are quite formidable. They've been formidable for us as a country in our sports. Now, we have the Rugby World Cup going on at the moment. This weekend, it is the finals, and we are playing the Springboks is our team, the Bucks book. They are playing against New Zealand, or the All Blacks, for the final on Saturday night. So I would love if you guys could just maybe say go Bokke or go Springboks, just as a message to lift our spirits a bit and to help us along. Maybe that is the push we need to win this weekend.
Go Springboks, go Bokke, all the way to the gold. Let's do it.
Go Bokke.
That's it.
There we go, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to your music. Keep on bringing out music. Great music you've been bringing out so far. You're still young, which is great. I know we'll see you definitely in the future here in South Africa, and hopefully we can meet in person, and you can see why they call me Big Nick, and you can come and meet everyone at Bokke Radio, and we'll show you how beautiful South Africa and Cape Town is.
I can't wait for that day. I'm going to hold you to it.
There we go. I'll be here. Don't you worry. Guys, have an awesome time and all the best for your music and your future touring and your rest of your tour dates. I hope it goes well, and I hope the van lasts all the way.
Me too.
Cheers, guys.
Bokke Radio. Ook op Bokke TV.